I've been in health and fitness for over 30 years, and one of the absolute biggest lies we've been sold is that you need hours of cardio to be healthy and lose weight. Today, I'm going to show you what the research actually says, and it completely flips this theory on its head. I'm Dr. John D'Ambrosio, chiropractor for over 32 years, author of the book Fasting That Works, and I lost 20 pounds of fat while maintaining and building muscle using intermittent fasting. So let's start with the 10,000 steps paradox. This is something everybody's heard. 10,000 steps a day, is it good for you? Absolutely. Scientific American covered what they called the exercise paradox. You can read in an article there. You can find it online. Hunter-gatherers who walk miles every day don't actually burn more calories than sedentary Westerners. What? Your body adapts. It finds ways to conserve energy elsewhere. But here's what does matter. Those 10,000 steps, they improve health markers. They can improve your bone density, they can improve your mental health, and your longevity. Walking is phenomenal for health. For weight loss, completely different story. You might burn maybe 300 to 400 calories walking 10,000 steps. One muffin erases that. Your body compensates by reducing energy elsewhere. It's just not an efficient fat loss tool. So keep walking, but understand what you're walking for. Now, you may have heard this in my last video, but now I'm jumping into more research. The one leg study. Here's where it gets super interesting. Back in the 70s and 80s, researchers did these brilliant studies with cyclists. They had people train with one leg on a stationary bike for weeks, or some of them, in some cases, months. That trained leg got better. Heart rate dropped, VO2 max improved. All the markers we associate with cardiovascular fitness went up. Then they tried something. They switched legs and everything fell apart. Heart rate spiked, breathing got labored. They struggled like complete beginners, even though they had the same heart. They had been training for months and all they did was switch legs and everything tanked. Think about it. If cardio was conditioning your heart, switching legs would not matter, but it mattered massively. So what does this mean? It means it is the muscles, not the heart. So what actually happened? The trained leg built more mitochondria, and those are your cellular power plants. That leg developed better capillary networks for blood flow. It created more oxidative enzymes that let muscles use oxygen efficiently. The heart, it just responds to what the muscles demand. Efficient muscles don't need as much cardiovascular support. Inefficient muscles make the heart work overtime. We saw this in real time in this experiment. The adaptations are peripheral in the muscles themselves, not central in the heart. This lines up perfectly with high intensity resistance training research from scientists like Fisher, Steele, and Smith. When you challenge your muscles with proper resistance training, you create those same metabolic adaptations, which are again better mitochondrial density, improved insulin sensitivity, increased capillary networks without spending hours on a treadmill. Imagine that. Same benefits, fraction of the time. So, what does this mean for weight loss? Let's bring this full circle to what actually works for your body composition. You need metabolically active muscle tissue. This comes from challenging resistance training, brief, intensive, progressive. 2 sessions a week is plenty if you're doing it right. You need enough protein. You need a calorie deficit that preserves muscle, and that's where intermittent fasting shines. Again, I lost 20 pounds of fat at age 58 using intermittent fasting combined with resistance training. I actually gained muscle during that period. The fasting creates a deficit without constant hunger, and the metabolic adaptation gets ruined in traditional dieting, not with this. And yes, walking. Get in 6 to 10,000 steps, but understand you're walking for mental clarity, for bone density, for movement, for life, not to burn off breakfast. So what's the real formula? Here's a hierarchy that works. Build muscle with high intensity resistance training. Those muscles, they become metabolic furnaces that support your health markers and make everything else easier. Create your deficit, get that insulin working for you with strategic eating windows through intermittent fasting. Let your hormones do the heavy lifting instead of white knuckling it through calorie counting. Walk for health, walk for recovery, and quality of life. Movement is so important, but enjoy it without expecting to change your body composition. After 15 years of fasting wrong and 32 years in practice, this is what finally worked. And it worked not only for me, but for hundreds of clients. If you want the complete system I use, the link is in my bio. It's called Fasting That Works because it actually does. And if this challenged what you thought about what you knew about cardio and weight loss, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let's stop wasting time on treadmills and start building the health and the bodies we actually want. Like I said, there's a link for my course in the bio, there's a link for my book in the bio, and there's also a link for my free fat loss cheat sheet to get you started immediately.